Hey, good morning, everyone. Happy Saturday. This is LinkedIn Marketing Minis with Karen Yankovich. I'm Karen Yankovich, and this is our Saturday edition. I had a lot of fun last Saturday doing this, although I did it on time. Today, I just completely lost track of time. So we're starting a little bit late today, but here we are. So I am here with these simple little marketing strategies every day at 10 a.m. Eastern, and we're live on my Facebook business page, my Facebook group, which if you are not a member of, you should be at LinkedInForWomenCommunity.com, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Twitter/X, whatever we're calling it these days. And I would love, wherever you're watching this, if you're watching live, please drop in a comment if you have any questions about this. And or if you're watching the replay, I'll get back either way. Happy to have conversation around these topics. If you are new to this series, you can catch up on them at marketingminis.com. That'll take you to the YouTube playlist, and that will get you all of the episodes I've done so far. So let me just take a quick sip of coffee, and we're going to jump in here today. So what I want to do, so one of my friends, Christine Powers, thank you for sending me this article. Christine Powers sent me this article that she saw, and I'm like, this is so cool. So I thought I would take some time today to talk about this article with you. I will tag Bloomberg in this. Good morning, Diana. I'll tag Bloomberg in this article because it's an article from Bloomberg. But let me actually share my screen for a second. Here we go. Okay. So the name of the article is Sorry, but LinkedIn is Cool Now. So of course, I loved this article, and I love that my friends send me these articles, by the way. And I don't know if you've seen it or not, but it really goes through a lot of things that I've been saying about LinkedIn all along. And that is, we'll go through it and we'll talk about it, but hang on one second. So I connected with Sarah. I don't believe she's accepted my connection request yet, but Sarah, if you're watching this, thanks for writing this article. And I think there's it's a lot of good stuff. And I think it's important that your audience understand some of the things that, that you've obviously recognized and that I have recognized. And that is that LinkedIn is, the work that we do on LinkedIn is timeless. It's timeless marketing, at least to date, right? Now, who knows what can happen? Anything can happen tomorrow. But at this moment in time, LinkedIn's strategies, the benefits that LinkedIn gives us are timeless marketing strategies. Okay, so it starts here by talking about the fact that all the big social media platforms have their niches, right? Twitter/X is for arguing with strangers. Instagram is for showing off your best 500 selfies. Facebook is learning too much about an acquaintance from an old college. I mean, we all know those things to be true. It doesn't mean we don't use them. And it also doesn't mean, by the way, like, in fairness, it also doesn't mean that these things are not also really beneficial for your business, because they are. They're just not my area of expertise. And I do these things, right? I have a Twitter account, I have an Instagram account, I have Facebook accounts. We're live on all those places right now, right? Except Instagram, because I can't go live on Instagram at the same time as this easily. I know I can now, but I don't know. I just chose not to do that. But then it talks about LinkedIn is for updating the obligatory professional profile while you're looking for a job, and then receiving constant emails prompting you to congratulate someone on their work anniversary. So that's not really how LinkedIn is anymore, right? So, and then she goes on to say that that's how it used to be. As the other networks start to stagnate and they're shifting their algorithms, or frankly, like, I think Twitter's burning themselves to the ground, which is so sad for me because I'm such a Twitter lover. LinkedIn is really becoming the site where people want to hang out and where we're posting our thoughts, and maybe it's even cool. Obviously, I love seeing this revenue growth for LinkedIn. This is from 2017 to 2023. It's a big freaking jump, right? It went from like $2.3 billion to $15 billion in revenue in the last 6 years. So LinkedIn is skyrocketing. Honestly, I have marketing strategies across all of the other platforms, but I say this all the time. Maybe I should just do it one of these days. If I just pull my marketing from all the other platforms and just stay focused here on LinkedIn, my business growth would, I think, look similar to this. Maybe not 15 billion, but but it would grow because this is where business is happening, and LinkedIn knows it, and they're capitalizing on it. Right, back to the title. LinkedIn is cool now. It's cool because because it's timeless. We're not worried about things like algorithms as much as we are on some other platforms, right? So it talks about the fact that in spring of this year, so in spring of 2023, users share 41% more content on this network than they did in the same period in 2 years before that. 41% more jump in content being shared from 2021 to 2023, right? That is a huge jump. So this is the cool kid. The cool kids are hanging out on LinkedIn. Who knew that I was going to be a cool kid, right? But honestly, this is where business is happening. You need to be using this platform, and it's so interesting because I'm talking about this to people watching this platform. Some of you hopefully are watching on Facebook or Twitter or YouTube, and maybe you'll get inspired to use LinkedIn more. But I think that this is really an important topic, and it's talking about here how as other social media platforms were changing their algorithms and their operating rules, LinkedIn was just diving deeper into doing what they already do, right? So, for social media users looking to engage in some old-fashioned self-promotion posting, LinkedIn is really the only place left. And that's true, right? And when we're talking about self-promotion, we're talking about owning it, right? Not just bragging, owning it. Share your stuff. Tell us how great you are. Tell us what you're up to. We want to know. We want to know. So LinkedIn, you're getting more and more eyeballs on LinkedIn than any other platforms. There's no shadow banning going on there, right? If we she goes on to talk here about how, and I'm just scanning through this article because it was so interesting. I thought that maybe you'd find it interesting too. And I'll put a link in to the comments on my LinkedIn account on this so you can see this. Or you can look it up, right? You can look it up. Here's the URL. So you can look it up. But when people started to leave Twitter/X, nobody knew where to go, right? Even Facebook created Meta, which created Threads, which was a lot of fun. I will admit, it was a lot of fun for like a day or two. And now, like, I just pop in there every now and then to see who's talking about what on there. We're not congregating anymore, right? We're not congregating anymore. And then it talks about here, the ties to work make LinkedIn more of a mainstay, right? Students and new grads are using the site to get jobs, and they're not necessarily using some of the other sites. Many of the generation that came of age posting about their lives all over the place are not posting on Facebook. They're not posting all over the place anymore, but they're coming on over to LinkedIn because they now understand that LinkedIn is where their brand lives. Right? It's where their brand lives, and LinkedIn is on it. LinkedIn's product team is fueling the new vibe. What's her? I forgot your name. Sorry, Sarah. So LinkedIn's, where were we here? LinkedIn's product team is fueling the new vibe. Sarah continues to talk about on this, right? In recent years, it's adding tools for newslettering, podcasting, creating video and audio, right? So we have a way to create our brand and to stand out as influencers, right? They're building on that influencer platform that they created. And it's not, they don't tweak the algorithm every 20 seconds when this stuff happens, right? It's just consistent. They just consistently encourage us to show up and share content, right? Show up and share content. So I'm just going to kind of quickly buzz through this. As the pandemic inspired people to switch roles at work and take on new careers, posting became more necessary, right? This is important. This is a lot of the work that I do, by the way, you guys. If you're watching this video and you're thinking about the next chapter of your career might not look like the last chapter, LinkedIn is what you need to focus on, okay? Because you're probably coming to this next chapter with years of expertise. Years and years of expertise, but maybe not experience as a consultant, experience as a CEO or an entrepreneur, right? So you need to use LinkedIn to establish that brand, to show up, showcasing that experience as you're building, showcasing that expertise as you're building your experience, right? So it's even more important. And I love here that Sarah leaned into that a little bit here. It's really where, it's where we meet the kinds of people that change our lives and our businesses forever. We say things like, it's not what you know, it's who you know. You're the sum of the 5 people you surround yourself with. but yet we spend a lot of time posting on Instagram, right? When we know that the vast majority of influence in our world comes from the people in our lives. So spending more time on LinkedIn and building your brand around LinkedIn and building your network on LinkedIn is where the profitability is. And that's where you build more impact, more influence, and more income. Okay. So, she goes on to say X is becoming unpredictable. Um, you know, LinkedIn's business model relies on selling subscriptions to salespeople and recruiters, cool, which is cool. I am happy to. I pay for Sales Navigator. I am happy to pay for Sales Navigator. I, by the way, have 100,000 Twitter followers. I still don't pay $8 a month because I don't want to. I don't want to pay $8 a month. What am I getting for my $8 a month, right? I pay a whole lot more than that, more than 10 times that to LinkedIn for LinkedIn Sales Navigator. And by the way, I don't think everybody needs to pay for Sales Navigator, but that's another conversation that we'll have at some point in this series. But at least I get stuff for that. What do you get for $8 a month? A pretty blue check? I'm not doing that, right? My money's important to me. As we move on, right? And then she talks about the fact that LinkedIn is a never-ending stream of semi-personalized and direct messages from strangers looking to sell you, and that is absolutely true. But here's what I would say about that. This is the full article, you guys. So I'll put a link in here, but you totally want to check it out. Here's the title. Sorry about LinkedIn is cool now. But here's the thing, and I believe this with every fiber of my being, and you're going to hear me talk a lot about this in this series. Ignore that. Ignore the spam. Ignore the cheery strangers reaching out to you, trying to sell you their stuff or wanting to get you more leads. Ignore all of that and just focus on the timeless marketing stuff. Meeting the kind of people that can change your business, change your life, and change your bank account balance. Okay. That is where this happens. When I ask people, where do you get most of your biggest opportunities from? 9 out of 10 times they tell me referrals. Can you relate to that? If I ask you watching here right now, if I ask you, where did your biggest opportunities come from? If your answer is referrals, why are you not spending more time on LinkedIn? Because guess what? It's cool now. All right. So good morning, Cynthia. Good to see you here. So I totally think you should check this article out. Like I said, I will put a link below to this. And, if you want to know a little bit more about my strategies on why I think LinkedIn is important and how you want to focus like a little bit, because I think my strategies are a little bit different. I mean, there's obviously there's lots of different ways to approach LinkedIn, right? But for one thing, you are never going to approach LinkedIn with cold calling. Like, I'm never going to suggest you cold call. Check out our masterclass. It's on demand. You can go to KarenYankovich.com/masterclass and check out the masterclass. It's just recently been updated. So in fact, I updated a lot. So there's always the most recent updated masterclass is always there. And it'll give you a sense of how you can think a little bit differently as you step into your LinkedIn marketing and how you can really use this platform to create bigger impact, to create more influence, and to create more income in your business, right? Dr. Cynthia, Instagram is so overwhelming. I'm diving deep with you on LinkedIn. And Karen, Cynthia, it's so true. I mean, if you guys follow, I'm at Karen Yankovich everywhere. And I would love for you guys to connect with me wherever you like to hang out. That being said, I look at my Instagram and I get a headache because it's really just promotions for my podcast because I don't really like to use it to share it's not even about sharing my personal life. When I'm with my family, when I'm with my friends, when I'm doing things, I am fully present. Right. So I'm not thinking about what are my pictures? Do I need to take some pictures? Let's take some selfies. I don't think about that. In fact, I was looking at a Instagram influencer's Instagram feed recently. And I was like, does she have like a camera crew following her around? Like there's pictures of her with her entire family. Who's taking the pictures? Right. Like, and I think about to me, when I'm with my family, I'm fully present and I'm not knocking that. Like that's just somebody else's way of promoting themselves. It's all cool. But the reason that my Instagram is mostly like just about my podcast is because I don't really take a lot of selfies and stuff. I don't really I take pictures of my kids and grandkids, but honestly, I'm not all that comfortable posting the pictures. They didn't ask to be posted on my social media, right? So I don't, and my stuff is not private, it's public. So I post some stuff, but You get what I'm saying? So it is overwhelming, and when I look at it, I go, like, I just get a little bit of a headache, right? And I have gone through people, I've said, "Let me pay people to help me with this because it's not really my area of expertise," and sometimes that works and sometimes it doesn't, right? So right now, I'm not really doing a lot on other platforms. I'm showing up there occasionally, but most of the stuff is happening here on LinkedIn. So if you want to know what that looks like, check out our masterclass at KarenYankovich.com/masterclass. I would love to know what you think about it. I would love for you to continue to follow this series if you want to binge it. If it's raining by you, like it's raining by me this weekend, um, it's a good time to binge watch the series at marketingminis.com. Tomorrow, I will be back here at 10 a.m. Eastern, hopefully more on time. And the topic is 3 secrets to writing a great LinkedIn headline. So if you want to join me tomorrow, good morning. Good morning. Good to see you. You have to go back and watch the whole thing. Um, if you want to know more about 3 secrets to creating a great LinkedIn headline, join me here tomorrow. If you join me, we can maybe even brainstorm and look at your headline and give you some feedback. I'm always open to do that. So if you're watching today and you are hearing about this, join me at 10 a.m. tomorrow. LinkedIn's the best place to do that because I can always see your comments there. Facebook, we can't always see the comments. And I will see you then. All right. Have a great weekend. And I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.